Swoosh! Swoosh! Hello, everybody. I'm Black Dragon. I'd like to welcome you to the Black Dragon Biker News Hour. This is Black Dragon Biker TV, and as always, I'd like to thank you for turning in from wherever it is that you happen to be. It's me and Mike Ball here, doing our thing, man, having a great time, hanging out with everybody. And listen, we're the #1 news station, biker news station in all the world. I don't even care what you say. We're the #1 news station, biker news station in all the world. So like, share, follow, and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. And we will get right to it. Thanks for tuning in.
Very nice.
I got it.
Wow.
Down. I had to ad lib for a whole 30.
No, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. I love this. We do it live. You know what I mean? That's the difference.
Somebody told me yesterday that I was not the #1 biker news station in the world.
Well, then who is?
They said Vlad TV.
No, that isn't. They don't report the
Vlad,
news.
But Grid Sparta.
I've never heard of that. So
he does Australian biker news.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So
Sparta was better than me.
But that's Australia. You know, we report internationally around the world. That's the difference.
There you go. And we still have more subscribers than he does.
Well, there you go.
Does that make us #1 or just the biggest? He could be
I
#1.
think also it should count on how long you've been doing it too.
I have no idea how long he's been doing it.
Right. You've been doing it since what? 2016?
Yeah, how can my subscriber do that? He sent that to me like a jab, like a dart. Like my daughter throws darts at me when she wants to, get at me. She'll throw a dart. Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Steve knows. Steve is always in there, I'm sure. You know, he shows a lot of love and support.
Hey, listen, last night I was a guest on a...
I saw that.
Did you see that?
I got about halfway through. So,
Man.
And I was watching it this morning.
Yeah, it was 2 hours long.
Because I actually waited. For me, it was supposed to go live at 5. I set an alarm and everything, and you weren't live. So, and it was on his channel. And
well, I'm not the only person that's always late.
Right. So I wanted to point that out that, hey, Dragon, you're not the only person late.
Right. So here I am on Lavender Weekend. Whoa.
Are you going to?
Oh, really? They're going to.
You got.
Wow.
Yep. So run that thing real quick and get past that stupid ad.
Commercial on. That is so ugly. But
yeah,
anyway,
it is ugly.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm back.
That is so funny.
About it. And it wasn't until I started doing MC Protocol channels and stuff that I was even aware that it might be an issue. And so crazy, huh, man? I was on somebody else's show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. I like it.
That was
and there's some cool stuff in there that I was waiting for you to, I'll bring up one thing that was brought up into the whole thing.
Hold on. Let's do that after the news story.
Oh yeah, no, let's stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned
for the news story. You probably want to see that. I'm just trying to find the news story.
Absolutely, no worries. How's everyone doing in the chat, man? Everyone's doing good. Good morning. I see you guys. David, much love. Gray Wolf, I see you as well. Appreciate that. Sven.
Where is that story? Okay, I gotta go. Okay, here it is.
All right.
So this is the story that.
We're getting close, guys.
They. Man.
Did they take down did you get added up?
They hit me with the subscribe thing. Okay, so they've been tracking my cookies. You got to go delete them.
Yeah.
All right. Let's switch to this one. Motorcycle gang member charged during the Red River Rally shooting accepts a plea deal. Now, you guys remember the Red River Rally shooting thing earlier this year, the Red River Rally thing where you had the gunfight between what would they call water
The
dogs
water dogs
and the
and the
banditos?
banditos.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, so here's the thing, it's hard to get away from that sort of thing. It's hard to get away from the stigma of that and all that, and then the news be watching you. And
Yeah.
they arrested a couple of guys, and they arrested some guys for not even doing anything wrong. They just got arrested for weapons charges and stuff like that. And so now one of those guys is pleaded guilty in a plea deal. So they splash that person on the front of the thing, and then they say Red River Rally shooting, motorcycle gang member charged during the Red River Rally shooting. And it makes it look like this guy had something to do with the Red River Rally shooting.
Totally.
When he had nothing. I mean, it's just interesting how they splash these headlines. He had absolutely nothing to do with the Red River Rally shooting, but he was charged during the Red River Rally shooting. That's really
Right.
cool,
During it.
cool play on words. It's really, man, those guys are good, Michael. They're
See,
good.
this is why this is great to get the bikers angle, right?
Yes.
Is to get it from our side and go, wow, okay, we see what you guys are doing here on the mainstream media.
Lamestream. So
Yes.
New Mexico State Police. Okay, so in this picture, New Mexico State police officer cruises past Texas Reds in Red River after a shooting that left 3 dead and 5 injured in May. An Austin, Texas man charged during the fatal biker club shooting pleaded guilty last week to 1 count of possession. So they built this up like this guy had anything to do with this shooting whatsoever. And it's not until later in the story that you figure out that he doesn't have anything to do with it. So let's read the story. An Austin, Texas man charged during the fatal Memorial Day biker club shooting in Red River pleaded guilty last week to 1 count of possession of a controlled substance. Per his plea agreement with the 8th Judicial District Attorney's Office, Matthew Jackson will receive a conditional discharge following 12 months of unsupervised probation. So he's not even getting anything bad. Jackson, a member of the Banditos Motorcycle Club. I'm glad they said the real name, the Banditos Motorcycle Club, because up here, the way they get you to the story, motorcycle gang member, but at least they use the folks' real name.
Clickbait.
Jackson, a member of the Banditos Motorcycle Club, is the word we like to use. A member of the motorcycle club was arrested May 27 after the Red River Memorial Day motorcycle rally shootout that left 3 other biker club members dead and 5 wounded. The shooting started from a feud between the Banditos Motorcycle Club and the Water Dogs Motorcycle Club. One arrestee, Jacob Castillo, was initially charged with first-degree murder, although this case was dismissed without prejudice and has yet to be refiled. Another, Christopher Garcia, who is also a member of the Banditos, was charged with possession of a controlled substance and conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence. A jury trial has been set in his case for February 26. Somebody else who wasn't involved in the shooting that they've thrown a whole bunch of charges on because they got to charge somebody.
That's right.
Although not charged directly in connection with the shootings. Look at this. Although not charged directly in connections with the shootings, despite all the BS we did up here to make you think he was, police said Jackson brought a firearm into a nearby restaurant licensed to carry liquor. So in Texas, I don't think you can take a firearm in a place where liquor is sold. So he made the foolish mistake of walking into a restaurant that you don't necessarily, that's a restaurant that's selling food. You don't necessarily know that they're selling liquor. But he was unfortunately foolish enough or unaware enough to walk into a nearby restaurant licensed to carry liquor while in possession of methamphetamine. And I guess he might have had a firearm. Yep. And the firearm charge was dropped by the state as part of the plea agreement. So that's interesting. They dropped that janky firearms charge because it was janky. And so he got this plea agreement. And the plea agreement, like they said, is really kind of small. He is going to be discharged after a year. Is that what they said? The plea agreement will receive a conditional discharge following 12 months of unsupervised probation. What's unsupervised probation?
Unsupervised. I've never heard of unsupervised probation. I mean,
I,
isn't probation's
I've
like
never
it's
heard of
kind
it.
of like defined in the word that it's going to be supervised.
Oh, look, somebody's
So,
looked it up before. What is unsupervised probation?
yep, let's see what it is.
Limited oversight with supervision, unsupervised probation. There is no direct monitoring by a probation officer. Individuals are responsible for ensuring compliance with the court ordered conditions without regular check-ins.
So they probably just go in once every
No,
whatever
there's
there's
no
no
direct.
check-ins at all.
It
0.
says without regular check-in. So maybe there's a check-in or two,
Right.
but
It's
no
probably not
regular one.
as often as the normal probation, but they probably do have to go in and show that at least that they're following up and doing the right things with the court. That's interesting. Very
That
interesting.
that means you really didn't do anything all that bad. Is what
Right.
that means.
Right. That means
You're not
it's
a
a slap
danger
on
to
the wrist.
society, and it's more than a slap on the wrist because we're messing up your career with this
Totally. Totally.
felony. Yeah, so it's more than just a slap on the wrist. But what it is uh, we probably really didn't have the evidence to do what we wanted to do, and just to save everybody some time, you accepted a plea deal. We got to win
Right.
on paper, and you don't have to go your butt to jail, man. Very, very, very interesting.
And I mean, imagine you go away for 12 months. I mean, granted,
No,
that's a long time
I don't
and
think
being
he's
away
going
from your
anywhere.
family.
I don't think he's going anywhere. It says he will receive a conditional discharge following 12 months of unsupervised probation. So I don't think he's going to jail at all.
Interesting. Interesting. So,
What is a conditional?
was it a misdemeanor? I mean, at this point, I'm thinking that this is even a misdemeanor. I mean, I don't even know if this is a felony at this point, you guys.
What is a conditional discharge in Texas? A conditional discharge. This court does not accept the guilty. Instead, certain conditions will be imposed upon the defendant, and their permanent record will show the discharge for the. I don't know what a conditional
Well,
discharge is.
brother SNS contracting says as long as you don't get in trouble, you never see a PO and free to do just about everyday things. That's yeah, like I said, it's interesting. And Steve, is he locked up now if he is getting discharged, right? I mean, if he's getting discharged,
Yeah,
obviously, I
what
mean,
does
he
a
spent
conditional
some
discharge
time.
mean? It's right here. A conditional
Okay.
discharge is a legal term that refers to a sentence in which the offender is released from custody or prison but must meet certain conditions, such as attending counseling sessions or drug rehabilitation. If the offender successfully completes the conditions of the sentence, they will not have to serve any additional time in prison. However, if the offender fails to complete the conditions of their sentence, the court may sentence the offender to prison time. That's a conditional
Hmm.
discharge. So he's not in jail anymore.
Right. So I wonder how long he waited to get to that point. You know?
That's a good question.
It could be months, could be weeks, who knows, That's interesting.
But he's out of jail for now.
Right, regardless.
And 12 months of unsupervised probation. He's just on paper for 12 months. Stay out of
Just
trouble.
don't mess up. Yeah,
And
just don't
it
mess
all
up.
goes away. Yeah. So we keep getting the reverberations from that Red River rally thing. I wonder if they'll even have the rally next year. If they do, I'm going.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going to be there.
That would be awesome, and
Yeah.
New Mexico is not that far from me, I can easily attend as well.
Okay, so we'll be there together.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get to meet you for the first time.
Yeah, in person, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All these years on the phone.
Serious. Long, long time. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like you knew me when I was like 20,
We might not like each
19.
other. Sometimes you meet somebody and you're like, how did I, especially if like you only talk to them on the phone. Like you're not from my day. In my day,
Right.
we had whole phone relationships with people.
Right. Yep. That was
Yeah.
how it went. Everyone was on the phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
They weren't even real phone. They weren't cell phones like this.
No, you guys had the house phone.
Mm-hmm.
The
And you
house
have a whole
phone.
relationship. I remember there was this one girl named Jamie that I had a relationship with. And Then I met her in
Yep.
person, and I was like,
You all bummed out.
yeah, this was before the word catfish was invented.
Yeah. It
And
was.
she
It was
wasn't.
she was the originator of catfishing.
Well, you can't really call it catfish because she never sent a picture. There was
Oh,
no
okay.
fish in,
Okay.
like,
There was
15 years.
nothing.
No, all she did was describe herself,
Oh, so
and the
you just
description was not the same as
as
actual description.
right.
I was
That's
15
unfortunate.
and heartbroken. Her fat ass showed up, and I was like,
You liar.
"You
Mm-hmm.
lied. You lied.
You
You
fabricated
catfished me.
yourself.
And that we didn't even have catfish. You cat. There was no ending to it. You just get." David Gooding said, "Did she have a beard? She might as well have had."
That's rough. That's rough.
He said,
And
Black Dragon,
payphones.
back in your day, y'all had Morse code relationships, big guy. You know something? I that's not a lie.
It's not a lie, he said.
No, because I did Morse code. I was a ham radio operator.
Yep, my dad too.
WB5ZKZ is the ham radio license that's the ham radio operator that trained me, named Jack Muse, God rest his soul. WB5ZKZ, Oklahoma City fireman.
My dad, I got to give a shout out KD6 QAH. That is his actual call sign on ham radio. KD6 QAH.
WB5ZKZ.
I will remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you always remember those. And
Yep.
he invented the Muse tandem.
Interesting.
I was KLS 0726.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
The Black
I love
Dragon.
it.
KLS 0726 talking at you. Come on. Roger. I'm Wall and Treetop Pro talking at you. We're bleeding, still proceeding. Guide me to my blessed light. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that.
Oh, I don't?
No. And
I grew up being the third party. Okay. Do you understand? Do you know what that is? Okay. I didn't have a call sign when I'm like obviously 10 years old or 9 years old or whatever. So I would have to go on as a third party, like on his license. So I would have to say KD6 QAH third party. So I'm using his radio.
You do know.
Yes, I do know.
I never had a third party, so I'd never done anything like that. But it does.
Yeah, you could do it for anybody. You're granting access of their license. Interesting,
wow,
huh?
man.
You think I don't know?
I thought you didn't know. I mean, you aren't.
Shit! Stop the cap.
You aren't but 20 something. What could you?
28.
Know?
I'm 28.
What could you know?
Oh, I might know a few things. I might know something.
I had one before you did.
Yeah. And
yeah.
Two different amputations here.
Now, I had a partial amputation before you had a partial amputation. I know more about it than you do.
Oh, do you?
I know more about everything than you know.
Okay.
Stop the cap.
Except for how to get my YouTube program up to 100,000. You showed me that. Yeah.
You gotta have fun with that.
Steve said, "Welcome to the Black Dragon Time Machine." Yeah, man, but he's right. I had some Morse code relationships back then. We used to do Morse code all night long. Da 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 da. Like man, I can just almost. It was almost like a song.
What the hell?
I had a speed key.
I don't know nothing about this.
The normal key worked like this, you know. And if you had a speed key, it was a thumb. There were two paddles, a thumb and a forefinger, and you
could do both.
You'd rock your hand. One was long, one was short. You could rock your hand back and forth. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now you just type it, and it does
it for you.
Yeah. So you don't even really have to know Morse code anymore.
Yep. Interesting.
Yeah. You just
AI is taking over the world, you know?
Yeah, now maybe all you got to do is talk to AI. Hey, tell them I'll be there next week.
Yep. In Morse code.
Yeah. And in Morse code, tell them. I also send it out in assembly language while you're at it, and machine code and everything. But yeah. Um, someone
Braxton, he said
Brandon
he's
said he's
28.
28. And then I look way younger than him. He doesn't look way.
Hey, I got a baby face, man.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Black Dragon, you know how to left, right transcribe Morse code. Left, right transcribe it. I just in my days I transcribed with a pencil and paper and got to where I could memorize. I would know the word before it even came out.
Hmm.
Uh, Lands, CB Ham, Morse code, semaphore memories. Yeah, Shadow. We're old, man. We're old. Somebody said telegraph.
Yep. The telegraph.
Listen, I'm going to do a story. Somebody asked me to do a story about how to, or a MC protocol video about what tools and stuff you need to carry in your motorcycle. He said that he didn't really have an idea of what you were really supposed to be carrying. And I thought to myself, I've been riding so long, I do have a list of things I carry.
You have
And then I
probably
also
way
want to
more
do
than what
one.
I got.
I also want to do one, Mike, where we talk about what to do to get ready for a cold run. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow because the Black Sabbath, we've got our cold ash run to the Mother chapter coming up in February, where everybody will be riding across the country in the coldest weather to the Mother chapter. So maybe
And
we
it's
need to
perfect
do,
timing.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we'll do that, and then we'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll do a toolkit. What you need to be carrying on your EDC. That's what we'll call it. EDC for motorcycles. Your everyday carry
Everyday
for
carry. I like that.
riding
EDC.
a motorcycle.
That's
Okay.
cool. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that can, including me, that can learn and get a whole bunch of, you probably carry a lot of stuff compared to what I carry. I don't carry very much. So there
Well, it
is
just depends on
things
your
to
kind of
learn.
riding. Since I ride coast to coast and long
Right.
distances, I'll have a completely different setup than you
Yeah,
do.
totally. Totally. I mean, you guys got the real deal, like packs and all that. I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
you
from
guys are
sleeping
different.
bags to um tire blower upper kits.
Yep.
What are those
You
things
need you
called?
need those punch. I'm trying to remember the someone in the chat will remember the name of the tire filler. I forget what that's called too.
Uh,
Interesting.
uh, it's an air thing. You plug it
Yes.
into the cigarette lighter and it goes. A
Well, now there's
pressurizer.
now
That's
you
what
just plug it into the bike and it powers the airflow. You just plug it
yeah,
into the bike where the battery is.
right.
Yep.
But if you have a gold wing, it already has an air compressor. That's the word. It already has an air compressor on it.
Yeah, a little air compressor, but the fix a flat. It's not that K-Wayne. I'm trying to remember what everyone
Oh,
calls it.
somebody said Scooter Tramp Scotty's got the real deal road tools. Scooter Tramp has been around for years. That guy is, he lives on his motorcycle pretty much.
Hmm.
So yeah, guys like that are gonna have everything you need to get down out there. No, you don't use fix a flat out there. You take a tire repair kit
And that's
and
where you
a
punch it in,
compressor. Yeah, where you punch it in
cut
and
it, the
yeah.
rope, and then you burn the end and all of that.
Well, I don't burn the end. I cut
You
it off.
don't?
No, I cut it off, and the tire rolling on that 100-degree pavement burns it just
It'll do
fine.
it by yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Interesting. Cool. Well, there's going to be a lot of stuff for me and all of us to learn because I'm sure you made up this ride,
I did
the cold ass run from coast to coast essentially, and you guys are going right in the middle of February.
right in the middle of February.
You know,
Right in the middle
like
of February.
that's crazy to me. Like you guys are going through the hell. So you made up this ride and
Well, I
now
kind of made
there's
it
so
up.
much there's a lot to learn because
I
you've done
kind of
this
made it up.
ride
So
too.
what happened was I was riding back and forth to California, and my motorcycle club would watch me ride back and forth every year. It was when we first got started here in Atlanta. And down in Macon, Big Meech then, who eventually became the president of Macon and then eventually became national president after me. One day he called me up and said, "Hey, listen, man, we're tired of watching you ride to California. all by yourself, and we want a piece of that. We want to know what that's like, and we're gonna go back for the mother chapter run. And I said, "Though that's in February," and they go, "Yeah, well, you ride all year round. We thought we'd ride in February." I said, "Oh no, those were lies." And they said, "Well, it's too bad. We're going." So really, it was Big Meech. Really, it was Big Meech that started the cold ash run.
The actual within the organization.
And then I'm the one that named it the cold ash run to the mother, and I created the Snow Bear Disciple patch.
Yep.
And so, but the actual guy who came up with, "Hey, let's do this in the middle of the winter," was Big Meech.
Rough.
And then I designed all the patches and the pageantry and stuff around it, and it became a thing within about 3 years. The first year was just 4 guys who went.
Yeah, I'm surprised that happened.
Myself, Ride or Die, Big Meech, and a kid named Iron Man, who was just he was just a kid. Like, he was younger than you are. He was like 20 or something like that. When we rode across country in the winter, and we left in the worst snowstorm that had hit Atlanta in 35 years. And it was so bad, it took us 12 hours to ride 200 miles.
How do you ride in the snow? I don't get it.
Both your feet on the ground. That's how.
And how slow?
So, and it was funny because it was sleeting. It was sleeting, and the road was turning to ice behind us. So we were like maybe 15 minutes away from the sleet and the snow.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see. So we're driving like 30 miles an hour on the freeway with 18-wheelers bearing down on us at like 100.
That's crazy.
So and then I hadn't had any sleep the night before, so I kept falling asleep on the motorcycle.
I have a brother of mine that does that all the time on his ride, and I'm like, "Yo, you need to be careful, man. Like, you falling asleep on a bike is not okay."
Oh, I've fallen asleep and just fall off the whole damn highway before. So
you have?
I have a 1 nod rule. Since I'm a person who will go to sleep.
Yep.
There are some people who can't. They can't go to sleep on a motorcycle.
I'm that person. I cannot fall asleep.
I can fall asleep. I don't give a damn where it is. So I have a 1 nod rule. If I nod one time, okay, I'm off because I will fall asleep. So I'm sitting there trying to stay awake. And Ride or Die at the time was the sergeant at arms on that ride. And he got pissed off and he screamed, "Anyone who turns around, I will take your fucking patch from you now." And I was thinking to myself, can he take the national president's patch?
Yeah, rough.
Because he was the sergeant at arms. I was thinking, like, I'm getting ready to turn around. I don't know about the rest of these guys. And then he comes out with this statement: "If anybody turns around, I'm taking your patch right now." And I was thinking to myself, man, I'd hate to get my patch taken. So now I was committed to the ride. Like, he's not taking my patch,
Right.
So here I am falling asleep. It's raining so bad that it has rained through the rain gear, and it's like it's like minus 10 out there, and it was so bad. My gloves, I just took them off. Have you ever just ridden with just ice forming on your hands, and you're just like,
no, not that. No, I haven't done that.
I don't have fingers anymore. It just doesn't. Like it got so cold, I didn't even feel my face.
You can't even move them.
It just didn't matter. It was like I was just riding in the wind with my hand. People were driving by looking at you like,
"You're
where
crazy.
are your damn gloves? You're kidding, right?" So this was hours. We would ride an hour and pull over an hour and ride an hour. It took us like 12 hours to go 200 miles. It was sad. And it just rained, and then the sleet and the snow, the ice was behind us. It iced out the whole city. The entire city was iced down for 3 days and couldn't move. And K. Wayne said this is a do as I say scenario. Yeah. I order you guys across the country and going back home. So anyway, we made it down to I-10, and things got better on I-10. I-10, you can hug I-10 like hugging nuts in the sun. Like, it's like you're so cold, you're just hugging the motorcycle. So we hugged I-10, getting sleeted on and snowed on. And then, man, we rode through a whiteout in El Paso, Texas. And, it's not supposed to be snowing in El Paso. That's
No,
not supposed to happen.
that's
And
not
it was
okay.
just a miserable, miserable, miserable ride. But the whole time we were smiling and laughing. And you know what's crazy? I have much of it on video. I should show some of that video.
Have you never put that
Never.
footage out? Why?
Never. I never thought to do it till just now.
Are you serious right now?
I have much of that whole ride on video.
What is wrong with you?
It was absolutely horrendous.
Why haven't you put any footage out? I don't get this, Dragon. You have like 1,000. You have like 2,000 videos. You haven't put that out.
I should put that whole story out, man.
Yeah.
Where we got trapped in the desert and we laid down on I-10. You go. So the Black Sabbath, what we do is we get out past West Texas, somewhere in West Texas on the I-10. And the I-10 is not like any highways around here. Like we got 285 and 85 and
I-10 is 2 lanes, right?
And we have all this traffic wall to wall. And then you get out on the 10. The speed limit is 80 miles an hour. And you're just rolling. You're rolling at 100, 110. You roll past the cops at 110 and they're like, oh, there he
goes.
Motorcycles just passed us at 110. Go back to eating your donut. Like they don't care. And you're just screaming. Aah! And you're sucking down those gas tanks like you ride 2 hours and your gas tank is empty. And you're just riding from gas stop to gas stop. The whole pack is running. Everybody's running so freaking hard. 110 side by side, nut to butt, rolling. And then those Harleys, they do some incredible stuff like Ride or Die's whole saddlebag just vibrated off the motorcycle at 110. We're just rolling in the pack and
I had a brother of mine do that exact thing where he dropped an entire bag. I'm like, how does that even happen? It just rattled off.
And we pull over on the side of the road. They pull out duct tape and duct tape the saddlebag back onto the motorcycle, and we're rolling again, man.
You do whatever you got to do in order to keep on going,
Steve says West Texas is one of the best places I've ever ridden because, and I tell you something about it, Mike, if you've never done this, you're rolling across West Texas, you're rolling at 110, and it is like 135 degrees out there. And you're just sitting there like you're baking. And the only thing you want is to get to the next cloud.
Yeah.
The temperature drops by 10 degrees.
Easily by getting that sun.
Cloud. So you're trying to run for the next cloud and you're just waiting and hoping and praying that it'll be raining.
Right.
And you get pissed off because right as you get to that rain cloud, it evaporates. And all you're doing is riding through the wet ground and no rain hit your baked ass.
See, you're doing that on the 10 and stuff, I-10. And for me, I ride to Vegas all the time. I've got, plenty of brothers out there. And, so I go out there all the time. And that ride, as you know, it gets freaking hot. Yeah,
it's a different kind of hot,
It's a dry heat.
Dry microwave hot. Like yes. I used to ride out there when I was in San Diego. I used to ride out to Vegas all the time. Go over and see the Chosen Few out there and the Soul Brothers and stuff like that. And we would roll out that way, man. It was really, really cool.
Some good times, huh?
Those were the days, man. They're like all the motorcycle clubs back then were like on one strip, right outside of Los Angeles. Outside of Vegas.
LA? You got me messed up. Vegas.
All the black clubs were on like one strip. So you'd be able to go to one, you'd just be able to go to them all. And I don't know
cool.
Still like that or not.
I would hope that it would be like that, but of course, things change.
Yeah, everybody got along and all that kind of stuff. Shadow says one armadillo can ruin your whole life. One time I was riding like 160 on my GSXR 1100. I was
What was
rolling,
wrong with you?
and I was coming down the I-5 from Oceanside, and I was hugged up on that tank. Running. And I looked down and saw an armadillo, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die." So I just closed my eyes and waited for death.
No
And when
way.
I opened up my eyes,
You passed it.
I was past it, or it ran between the tires and somehow didn't get hit or something. Or maybe it turned around and went back.
So how bad did you shit your pants?
Well, there was just no time for defecation like that. I just closed my eyes. I closed my eyes and died in my mind. And when I opened up my eyes, I almost rode off the
So
highway.
you just accepted your fate.
Yeah, that was it.
Wow.
And then when I opened up my eyes, there was clear road ahead of me, and I was so scared I was jerking all over the highway because I'd lost my balance kind of, and then I got it back together. I kind of went into a wobble a little bit, a little high-speed wobble, and I straightened my arms out and
Forget about it.
and reassumed my dominant position on the highway, stepping through the triple digits like a true road pilot, getting down like bass with sense around.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You just accepted your fate like that. It's
I
rough.
did. It's just like, I'm out of here.
Well, speaking of those kind of, stories, why not throw this up here? Guys, this is my Instagram at Ball Valve TV. And here's some regarding an accident. So today, March 6, 2021, I was in a motorcycle accident that changed my life. Previous to the accident, I have had a couple of just dropping your bike kind of thing. But it's a little different when somebody hits you at 80 miles per hour and T-boning you and then ending up severing your leg off at the scene. And my entire left shoulder and scapula was completely torn off. I'm glad that out of all 4 surgeries, I came out and was able to show that you can prosper. You can still live a meaningful, fulfilling life. This is my message out to everyone. Massive love and respect to everybody. Two years, sir. And then we're still out here doing it. Doing our damn thing.
Step bro.
I say, yeah, but rolling like a big shot. Chevy tuned up like a NASCAR pit stop. Fresh paint job, fresh inside. If the outside frame in the trunk wide, or the rim thing, do it right good. Lean back, right hand on the pound.
Yes, sir. We're still out here doing our damn thing, Yes, sir.
That's when I met you.
Yes, it was when you met me.
I
Actually, no, you're right, because I had been watching you for a long time, but then when that happened, me and you got in contact while I was literally recovering in the bed.
You were in the hospital.
I was in the
looked
hospital.
Bad. You reached out to me, and I was like, "Oh my God, who is this kid here?"
Right.
You were really a kid then. Jeez.
No, I was, and that's crazy.
And
It's pretty wild.
yeah, that's when we met, and yeah, man, that was
heavy.
You looked bad when I met you. I know. You didn't even look like you were gonna make it, my man.
I know, and I did die on paper 4 times.
Yeah,
I was internally bleeding, externally bleeding, and I had over 20 blood transfusions to keep me alive. They were emergency blood transfusions because I was losing it.
Oh, my goodness.
As you guys saw in the video, the picture of me bleeding out on the street, literally my leg was cut off at the scene. It was not,
The one guy I
crushed.
knew that happened to did die on the scene. So
Yeah. And the doctors told me, they said, you replay the scenario that you were in a million times over, you're dead a million times over.
Oh, not that time.
No, and that was the whole thing. It was like, I still got a story to tell.
Not that time. Well, damn. Well, you're here now, man, and still riding a motorcycle and stuff. Do you still fall over like that when you?
No. I've actually got better balance now than I ever have, which is weird. Isn't that weird?
No,
Like all of a sudden I can outride everybody. It's funny.
yeah.
Marco.
Except for me, of course. No one
Going
can
around
outride me.
circles around you. Watch, I'll be
No.
drifting and
I don't think so. Drifting. Well, maybe so, because I don't know how to drift. Okay, so that's it for today. Somebody said Mike Ball God was watching out for you. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
1000%.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. I'm so glad you're still here with us, man. And
Well, it's all the support that I've had from not only yourself, but from every one of you guys in the chat. Look at you guys, like I've known you guys, some of you guys for years, since even before my accident. It's kind of crazy that you guys are still in my life. And, it'd be kind of selfish for me to say that I did this by myself, because I didn't. I did it with you guys. I did it with everybody's support. That I still say today, if it had to happen, and I know this sounds kind of crazy, but if it had to happen, I'm glad it happened to me. Because if it happened to somebody else, maybe they wouldn't have had that support. Maybe they wouldn't have had that system like I did. I got lucky. So, end of story on that.
What say you, Black Dragon? No, I'm old. Nope. I'm just gonna talk shit. I'm not fixing.
Right.
All right. Hey, listen, Mike. We want everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas.
Thanksgiving, this man.
And we're just really pleased with all the motorcycle clubs that are doing great things out there. And we want you guys to keep doing good stuff for kids and stuff. I'm looking for any more news stories about people doing good things.
That's always something that we're looking for, guys, is we're constantly looking for these stories. And it's hard because the mainstream media doesn't cover a lot of the good things that happen, and so we have to go digging and find stuff that unfortunately is not presented, and very easily. It's not presented very easily, meaning like for us, we have to go on page 36 of Google to find the real story.
Hey, Mike, answer that question down there, because people will think people think things. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's no animosity between me and Demon's Row. Okay, guys, we built together, and we worked together, and we still have an actual connection. But at the same time, I don't necessarily work with him anymore. You know what I mean? I branched myself off. And he doesn't do live streaming like I do in the first place. Okay, guys, I've been live streaming for over 15 years. So now he went from, you guys remember he used to do the live streams. Well, that was kind of like my thing where I would join into the live streams. So now that he's straight video, there's nothing really for me to do in that aspect of, he's got his own thing. He lives cross country, all of that. So me and him have kind of drifted apart, but at the same time, there's no animosity there. I don't have any issues.
Yeah. So I think someone would ask that because they know of the issues between me and him.
Right.
So this is a weird thing because Mike, about the same time you made friends with me in the hospital, you made friends with him in the hospital.
I did.
And I think for the first maybe year or so that you guys were friends, I didn't even know you two were friends.
Yep, that's right.
And so our friendship occurred kind of down a different path, and then you guys had a friendship, and then you guys went into business together and did all kinds of things, and then and so we all just went kind of down different paths. But you have become, and so everybody knows about the relationship between he and I.
Right.
And it
I think
hasn't
that's pretty open.
gotten any better, nor has it gotten any worse. I think it just is what it is. But to still be friends with you, and it's kind of funny because you're like a peacemaker, but to still have a friendship with you, I've had to tone down, and I've had to become adult. This is the weirdest shit ever.
Yeah, no, this is real sacrifice.
Yeah, because friend of my friend of my enemy, like I'm ready. We have gone blitzkrieg against one another and all kinds of things, and but at the end of the day, this is what I do. And you and I had a very strained relationship for a long time. It was horrible, but the one thing that you always did is even when we weren't speaking, you would still call me at least once a month.
Yeah.
I hate your ass, but I just called to make sure you're okay.
Yep.
and you don't even have to return the phone call. I'm just
Right.
checking to make sure you're okay. And you never stopped doing that. And I'm thankful for it,
No, I appreciate that.
No, it to me, it showed a lot of your character and the kind of guy you are. So now you've gone along to help all the shows. Like you're on everybody's show.
Right.
Especially when even when you and I were at our worst and we were not functioning, one time you gave me a call to check on me to see how I was, and my whole OBS system had died.
I remember this.
And
yes.
you sat on the phone for like 2 hours fixing my OBS. It was bad.
I think I had even had you download a certain app where I can now control your computer.
Yeah, and that took a lot of trust, because I was like, am I going to let this guy take over my computer?
Right.
And at the time, I didn't, I just really didn't have any choice, and I downloaded, and I was like, oh my Lord, help me.
Let's see if this gonna go through my things or what's gonna happen here.
I won't have a computer tomorrow, but you did that, and I was appreciative, and it saved the show. It got me back up and running. So
You would have
feel
figured
like
it out.
if motorcycle clubs could do that, you know what I mean? And one of the things that has happened recently is that a lot of the Black 1% motorcycle clubs have declared some kind of a truce. And I really just hope it holds, because if it does, then it's going to be great things, man.
Good. No, that's really good to hear. Like, we should be able to, like, here's the thing, man. Like, we should be able to all be in a club and there be not an animosity. It can be somebody else's club or whatever. We should show respect to everybody. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our whole thing is about respect, right? So why not show? I mean, we're in a subculture. We're in our own culture here. And so I would think basically kind of like the old school term of patches over badges type thing. So wouldn't you be stoked and like you show respect to that patch and then like almost like a higher respect than civilians, And so why wouldn't you show that? But instead there's a lot of animosity between the different clubs and stuff, which sucks. Should be able to put that to the side for the betterment of our culture.
It does. Okay, listen, we had a great time this morning. What do you think, Mike Ball? We'll be back at it tomorrow. Now, listen, my book is dropping now, so we'll be back to our it's 7:30 for you, 10:30 in the morning. We'll be back on schedule. And my goodness, man, this book has been just a horrible
trust me, I know. I'll be on the phone with you and you're just like, oh, dude, I gotta get back to this book. Every time it's just like, oh, like, damn it, I have to do this.
It's been crazy, man. It's been
You have to have a lot of discipline to be able to write a book, especially of that caliber. Once you guys see it for real, you'll see, wow, there's a lot to this.
All right. Well, I'm Black Dragon. That's Mike Ball. Mike Ball, when's your next show on?
Shoot, man. We are going. So we've got Mondays, which is Hollywood and Mike show, and then we've got Wednesdays is the Diamond Effect with me and Archbishop, and we're doing this all at 5 p.m. PST, and that would be 8 p.m. EST. And then on top of this, me and Dragon go live Monday through Friday for Biker News.
Wow. I can't wait to see the Diamond Effect with you guys. That's going to be cool.
It's going to be super fun. There's going to be some amazing guests, and we have some stuff that I can't talk about who's coming on because of literally legal purposes.
Right.
But we're going to have some insane guests, guys. So if you guys want to follow along, please hit me with the follow on, and also the subscription and all of that stuff on my page, and not only my page. And if you guys are here from my page, go subscribe over to Dragon. But you can follow me at Ball Valve TV on Instagram, TikTok, and all that stuff. So appreciate you guys.
All right, Mike Ball, thank you so much. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents down in the comment section below. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Treat people like you want to be treated. Try to find a way to treat each individual like solid pieces of precious gold. Check for your friends right now. There's a lot of suicide and stuff going on. So if something doesn't sound quite right, ask if you can be of service to your fellow man. 'Tis the season to be thankful for all the blessings we have. I'm Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.